Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So, today's video is what to do in no contact situations while manifesting a specific person. Before I get into the video, right now currently I'm taking video suggestions from my Instagram. I put up a Q&A box there I think last week, and I got a lot of particular suggestions where people told me specific topics that they would want me to cover in my content on YouTube, because on YouTube I have the ability to explain it in a wider way and in a larger, deeper way. So if you want your video recommendation to be like, if you want me to make a video on your recommendation, please go to my Instagram and turn the notifications on. Once you do it, like, you will get the notification when I'm putting up the question and answer box, and you can put your suggestions there. Watch this video till the end because I will be covering a few things which go deeper than what we usually talk about, so it will be really helpful for you. So no contact situations. This video applies to someone who is manifesting an ex, manifesting someone that they are friends with, or in a friends with benefit situation with, or they haven't fully gotten involved there, or they are in no contact in some way, shape or form. Anyone who knows me, any person who knows me personally, by that I mean clients, because I have dealt with a lot of people, and any client who knows me knows that I am not a fan of settling, which means that I am not a fan of settling for smaller things than what you truly want. This can be text messages, calls, small dates, and this doesn't mean that getting and manifesting smaller things, small dates and text messages is a bad thing. It means that eventually that is not your end goal, because eventually what you want is the longevity of the relationship. Eventually what you want is that the relationship comes and it stays in your life, so that you don't have to keep consciously manifesting these calls and texts. They come automatically, so that the contact is an automatic part of your life, not something that you have to affirm for. Nothing wrong in wanting to affirm for contact. I also have a video where I discuss whether you should go directly to the end or you should manifest in steps, which I have already posted in the description down below, so you can check that out. It will solve the issue and it will explain to you the difference between if you are coming from a weaker belief system and a weaker self concept, or if you're genuinely wanting to manifest something that you just don't believe is natural. There are going to be two different kinds of ways that we can actually break this no contact situation, and these two ways both have their own consequences, both have decisions that you have to make, and eventually both need an honest perspective from your end. Because in no contact situations, and because I'm making a video of this kind, I was thinking about it before, a lot of people will take this as a cue. Even though they know that they shouldn't be doing something, they will still do it. Please don't be one of those people. Please be honest with yourself and actually do what the video is intended for you to do, the real work, self work. The first thing is that you wait for the contact. The second thing is you contact first. Let me explain the difference between the two and why you should go for which one you should go for. I will start by focusing on the first part. You should wait for contact. When the first part comes up that you should wait for the contact, first thing, it's a decision. You wanting to manifest this specific person is a decision. Basically, what you are saying is that if I am waiting to manifest this person, right now we are not in contact, it is worth it for me to cling to the possibility that this contact might happen and this relationship will happen in a way so that I'm happy with all the work that I'm doing. It's very important to realize that you're not helpless in a situation while you're manifesting any person, because no contact situations can feel a little bit out of control, but you do still have control in your choice that you're choosing to stick to this desire, even though there is no visible movement right now. Of course, there is movement behind the scenes, and again, there is a video on movement behind the scenes. I will post it down in the description below. But always realize that you're not out of control. You have power. You are choosing this. You are the one who is consciously trying to manifest something, and that is not a bad thing. So that in itself makes you powerful. It's nothing wrong to wait for contact or to wait for this situation to work out. But usually over a period of time, what happens is that because we have been living without that person for a while now. So let's say even if it is 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, over a period of time we have become habitual to not being with that person. Over a period of time we have become habitual of not being in contact with that person. And while we are not in contact with that person, two three things are happening. First thing that is happening is, because while we were in that relationship ended, or whatever situation it was, that situation ended and it didn't work out very well, or we have fears related to that situation not working out very well. We don't like who we were in that relationship, we don't like who the specific person was, like the version of them, because at the time that relationship ended, we don't like how they acted. Of course it depends differently on every situation, but because we have connected being in contact with them to those versions of ourselves, of course, and now we have developed a life that is at least better than what we used to have before. Of course, getting back into that situation of contact can bring up a few triggers and traumas, because it will make you feel that what if I get back to being that same person, because I connect being in contact to them to being that person. An example of this would be, I had a client the other day tell me that I am okay as long as we are not in contact, but as soon as we get in contact, I become clingy, I become needy. So, do you see how she has associated her being in contact with this person to a version of her who is clingy, who is needy? And that is the reason that she told me literally that it's very difficult for me and I would prefer not being in contact with this person while I'm working on my manifestation. So this is one of the major reasons why no contact happens, because we have started to fear that we will become the version of ourselves who we don't actually want to be. The second thing that happens is, now because we are never in control of the how and the when, there is a possibility that when the situation actually happens, it doesn't happen exactly how you think it will. So there is a possibility that when that this person texts you, it's not just the feelings that they are confessing. It might be a text saying hi, it might be a friendly conversation, or they might be having just a professional chat. So the contact can happen in any way. It isn't necessarily important that the contact will directly lead to your end result, right? Because we are not in control of the how and the when. But because somewhere we fear that too much, we fear that what if we get into contact with this person and we see that they haven't conformed yet, they aren't the person who we want them to be. Because we are so afraid, we keep manifesting the contact to not be there, because we are not ready to face the reality that okay, this might not happen exactly how I thought it would. An example of this would be, I had a client and he was working on himself, and he got a contact from the specific person. He saw her somewhere, and then they started initiating conversations, and this girl acted like how she would act with any personal friend. But because in that moment his expectations were that I would think that this would work out in a particular way, and it didn't. It doesn't mean it's still not movement, it's still movement, but it just isn't exactly how he thought it would be. Because of that, he got disheartened, and that is understandable. But the how and when is not in our control. There is a probability that the situation might work out in a way where you first start talking and then it goes to something else. Then it leads to that relationship that you want. Because we fear that too much, we always keep running away from the possibility of being in contact with this person, because we are afraid to face that. Because over a period of time, we have made an image of this person in our mind, and we are just so afraid that if we get in touch with this person, that might not be the image that we have been imagining over a period of time. And because we want to not deal with that fear and escaping that fear, we keep manifesting being in no contact. Another thing is that because we have been living without that person for a while now, it has become a habit of us. We have developed a new life without that person. And getting into contact with them means that, because in relationships there are issues that are there, the relationships end. Then, when we change ourselves, sometimes we haven't actually dealt with the real issues that were there. So, maybe the reason why we used to fight was because of us not being able to communicate enough, or us not being able to meet enough. And now that I have developed a life, I don't know how I will ever make time to meet with that person right now, because I want to, but it practically doesn't fit in my schedule. So I will have to plan for that so that when I get into contact with this person, I can actually take time out and meet them. Because that's the thing, and that's the possibility. Again, we keep manifesting no contact situations to be there. So if you want to wait, working on these things can be a very good idea. A question that you can entertain yourself with. And when I say entertain yourself with, it means that you can ponder over this question. Just tell yourself, what if I were to contact this person right now? And you will see that there will be a lot of tightness that will come in your body in form of resistance. It can be in your stomach, it can be fears that come in your mind, it can be a lot of things. And if you don't want to be the one who initiates the contact, this is a good idea to entertain this question in your mind and actually deal with it. Coming to the second point, that you contact first. Now, this is something that is also helpful, but many people take it in a wrong way. Let me explain. You contacting first, there are a few conditions that I put in front of my clients before, if they are in a no contact situation, and I give them the advice that okay, you can go and contact first. First condition that I put into it is that it isn't coming from a bad place. It isn't coming from a place of lack, which means I'm just not contacting to validate myself, because I have actually gotten to a point where I don't need this person's validation to feel good about myself. Disclaimer with this is that I know that a lot of you will actually think that way until you will contact and it will not be how you want it to be, and you will again go back into crying with resistance. Be super honest with yourself, entertain the possibility that if actually ask yourself if I'm doing this from a good place, or am I actually just because in this moment someone has given me a green light to go and contact, so I'm just chasing again. Very important to understand. Now, if you are coming from a good place, initiating contact might not be a bad idea. But that brings me to my second condition. Only initiate contact if in your mind you're ready for the possibility that the contact might not actually just be exactly the relationship. It might be just a friendly contact. They might not reply. The reply that they give might not be exactly what you want. It might be contrary to what you want. So let's say you say a hi, or you say hi, I have been thinking about you, whatever it is, or you just say that hi, I saw you there, or I just remembered this whole thing, so I was just thinking about you, whatever it is. If you are in that zone and if you have made a contact through that direction, there is a possibility. The first possibility is that that person says, yes, I have been thinking about you too. The other possibility is that that person just doesn't reply, or there is a possibility that they don't reply exactly what you want them to, or they reply very late. All of these possibilities are genuine, and they will bring up fears and feelings that you might not want to deal with, but eventually you should only make contact if you are ready to deal with them. Because if we are initiating contact, it cannot be that we initiate contact and they don't reply exactly how we want them to, and then we keep reacting again and again and again because we were not ready and we just acted because we thought that we should. It's very important to understand that it comes from a good place. It happens with many clients. I just share this possibility with them, and as soon as it happens, because even though they are not ready, they just make contact because now finally someone gave them the green light that, oh, it's okay to contact and not chase. Like, it's not chasing, again contacting, and then that person doesn't reply in the next 10 minutes and they again keep texting them, why did you do this to me, why are you not replying to me, why is this way and this way. It becomes again a game of chasing, which I don't want it to become. So always be honest with yourself with this. You can break contact if you want to, from the positive side, like from your end. If you don't want to break contact, then there are other ways how you can deal with the no contact situation that I shared in the first point. Eventually, what's the most important thing is to realize that you're not helpless, because no contact situations can make you feel helpless because the external in that current moment doesn't feel like it's in your control. Always realize you are in control, because eventually wanting to go after this person or going after this person is still your choice. No one is forcing you to do that. Eventually you are still in control of what you actually want and what you're actually going after. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.